Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're diving into something totally counterintuitive. We're looking at a financial strategy used by the ultra-rich that honestly completely flips our traditional understanding of money right on its head. We're going to explore what's known as leverage logic and figure out exactly why the wealthiest people on the planet are constantly, and I mean constantly, borrowing money.
Okay, let's just jump right into this with a little thought experiment. Picture this. You have a massive 500 crore rupees sitting right there, just chilling in your bank account. It's fully liquid, it's totally yours to spend. I mean, that feels like absolute, complete financial freedom, right? Just knowing that whatever you want in the world, you can literally just buy it outright in cash.
But here's the paradox. If you had that cash, would you ever take out a loan? Most of us would immediately say, no way, absolutely not. Why on earth would I pay interest to a bank when I literally already have the cash, right? But here is the really surprising truth. Many of the richest people on earth do exactly that. They borrow millions, sometimes billions of rupees, even though they could so easily just pay in cash. So what's going on here? Are they just, trying to complicate things, or do they know something that we don't?
To figure that out, let's actually look at a much more relatable scenario. Imagine you get a huge bonus at work, say 20 lakh rupees. You've been eyeing a new car for ages, and boom, now you have exactly the amount you need to buy it outright. So you're faced with a classic dilemma. And honestly, how you choose to solve this dilemma perfectly highlights the fundamental difference between a middle-class mindset and a true investor mindset.
Okay, so the traditional middle-class mindset tells you to just pay the entire 20 lakh in cash. No loan, no monthly EMI, zero interest. Because we're always taught that debt is bad, right? Being completely debt-free is the ultimate goal. But what's the catch? Well, your 20 lakh just disappears into a depreciating asset, and it's no longer working for you at all. Now, the wealthy investor, they take a totally different path. They'll actually go out and get a car loan at, say, an 8% interest rate. And instead of handing the dealership all their hard-earned cash, they invest that 20 lakh into an asset that yields, let's say, at 15% annually. Think about that for a second. They're literally earning a 7% net profit on money they borrowed. Their wealth is actually growing faster than the interest they have to pay. So the really crucial takeaway here is that the wealthy don't sit around asking, how much does this loan cost? No, they view debt as a tool, a very powerful tool. Instead, they ask, how much can my money earn if I don't spend it? It's just a completely different way of thinking. In this mindset, debt isn't some heavy burden. It's a strategic advantage. It's all about keeping their capital working and compounding for them, day in and day out. And this exact mindset is the foundation for an even broader, way more powerful concept. We're talking about leverage. Leverage is the absolute engine behind why wealthy people borrow. It's the core mechanism that takes a good investment and turns it into massive, generational wealth. To put that into perspective, imagine you have 1 crore rupees in cash. Now, you could just wait around for years trying to save up more, sure. Or you could use that 1 crore as a down payment to buy an apartment worth 5 crore, simply by borrowing the remaining 4 crore from the bank. Do you see what's happening there? You are using a relatively small amount of your own money to completely control a massively valuable asset. And here, my friends, is where the magic really happens. Let's say that 5 crore property grows in value by just 20%. Bam, it's now worth 6 crore. And because you control the entire asset, you just gained a full 1 crore in value. I mean, really think about that for a second. That is 100% return on your initial 1 crore investment. All because you used leverage to buy a much larger asset than you could ever afford in straight cash. You literally just made your money work incredibly hard for you. But wait, it gets better. The benefits of borrowing definitely don't stop at just multiplying your returns. There is another massive advantage to this strategy. Let's look at how the ultra-wealthy use borrowing to completely rewrite their tax obligations. Because honestly, this right here is often the true secret sauce behind billionaire wealth. So imagine a successful business owner. They're sitting on shares worth 500 crore, but suddenly they need 50 crore in cash today, maybe for a cool new venture or just a huge personal expense. Now, if they sell their shares to get that cash, they instantly trigger a massive capital gains tax bill. Nobody wants that. So instead of selling, they walk into a bank, offer up those shares as collateral, and just take out a loan. they get the 50 core in pure tax-free cash that they need right now. Meanwhile, their original 500 core investment, it remains completely untouched. It just keeps on growing and compounding. And since loans obviously aren't classified as taxable income, they legally bypass those immediate capital gains taxes entirely. It's brilliant. It's asset-backed lending at its absolute finest. Now, having said all that, none of this matters even a little bit if you're borrowing for the wrong reasons. The biggest difference between everyday folks and wealthy investors isn't actually that one uses debt and the other doesn't. Not at all. It's how they use it. Ordinary people tend to use bad debt to buy liabilities, financing a luxury vacation or maxing out a credit card on designer clothes. Basically, things that lose value the second you buy them. But the investor mindset, that's all about using good debt. They use it to acquire assets that either generate income or appreciate over time. We're talking rental properties, productive equipment, a profitable business. They borrow money specifically to buy things that will produce way more value than the actual cost of the loan itself. Okay, but let's just hit the pause button for a quick reality check here. Borrowing is not magic. There is a very, very valid reason why the middle class generally fears debt. And that's because this entire strategy comes with some serious, undeniable wealth-building risks. Make no mistake, doing this successfully requires absolute discipline, practically perfect timing, and honestly just a whole lot of nerve. Because here's the thing, leverage increases your risk just as much as it increases your potential returns. If your investments happen to underperform, well, the bank doesn't care. That interest still has to be paid month after grueling month. Remember our 5-core property example from earlier? Well, if property prices happen to fall instead of rising, your losses are exponentially multiplied, all because you borrowed that 4-core. History is literally littered with brilliant billionaires who ended up collapsing completely during financial crises, simply because they borrowed way too much and just couldn't maintain their cash flow when things went south. Which brings us to the core reality of today's explainer. Debt itself isn't inherently good or bad. It's not evil, but it's not a miracle either. It is simply a financial magnifier. If it's used wisely, with carefully managed risk and really strict borrowing limits, it multiplies wealth. But if it's used carelessly to buy liabilities, or if you jump in without a safety net, it will completely destroy it. So, that leaves us with the ultimate takeaway here. True financial growth, it isn't just about how much money you earn from your job. It's about really understanding when borrowing creates actual value and when it just destroys it. The ultra-rich focus on making their capital work continuously, and they love using other people's money to do it. So take a step back and look at your own financial choices. Ask yourself, are you just working hard for your money, or are you finally ready to borrow smart and make your money work for you?